Have you ever felt like life keeps asking you to move faster, speak louder, simplify yourself, and care less, while something inside you insists that you slow down, go deeper, reflect longer, and feel more intensely? Have you ever paused in a crowded room or a noisy conversation and thought, why does everyone else seem so comfortable with this pace, while I feel like I'm running on empty just trying to keep up? If you're an INFJ, this feeling is not random. It is not weakness. It is not failure. It is a signal. A signal that you are not misaligned with life. You are misaligned with systems designed for speed, superficiality, and constant visibility. INFJs often experience life as if they are swimming upstream in a river that is moving in a different direction. The current flows fast, loud, and wide. You, naturally, are moving with deliberation, perception, and depth. And today, we're going to explore why that is, what it costs, and how INFJs can stop fighting themselves for being exactly who they are. 1. The world moves fast. INFJs move deep. Modern society has a rhythm, a relentless, accelerating rhythm. Fast responses, fast decisions, fast productivity, fast opinions, fast judgments. The louder, quicker, and more visible you are, the more you are recognized, rewarded, and reinforced. Society rewards what it can see. Speed is mistaken for competence. Noise is mistaken for wisdom. Visibility is mistaken for value. But INFJs do not move through life that way. INFJs process deeply before they act. They reflect before they respond. They analyze before they commit. They feel before they decide. Depth takes time. In classrooms, INFJs may appear slow, as if they are struggling to keep pace, when in reality, they are integrating ideas, connecting patterns, and forming insights that most people will only notice much later. In workplaces, INFJs may seem hesitant or reserved, when in truth, they are evaluating the long-term impact of every decision. In relationships, INFJs may seem guarded or quiet, when internally they are discerning emotional truth, reading between lines, and predicting the trajectory of connection. Society often confuses speed with intelligence. INFJs understand that wisdom emerges from depth, patience, and integration. This difference alone can make INFJs feel perpetually out of sync, as though they are moving to a rhythm no one else can hear. Noise versus signal. Modern culture is loud. The world is full of constant notifications, endless opinions, performative confidence, and the illusion of public validation. INFJs are wired differently. They are tuned to detect signal beneath noise. They notice emotional inconsistencies. They feel unspoken tension. They sense misalignment, even when it is invisible to others. This natural sensitivity is a gift, but also a burden. Highly stimulating environments, filled with surface chatter and constant motion, are draining for INFJs. They are not antisocial. They are overexposed. When INFJs withdraw, it is often misread as disinterest, shyness, or weakness. In reality, it is regulation. They are protecting their nervous system. They are filtering input. They are preserving clarity and focus. Withdrawal is not avoidance. It is preservation. Small talk feeds the world. Meaning feeds INFJs. Small talk functions as social currency in most cultures. It is efficient. It keeps interactions moving. It maintains surface harmony. INFJs understand this intellectually, but emotionally, it feels hollow. They do not struggle with conversation. They struggle with conversations that never reach beneath the surface. INFJs crave discussions about values, purpose, psychology, personal growth, and inner experience. They want to explore the questions that stir thought, the ideas that provoke insight, and the truths that awaken understanding. When forced into endless surface-level interaction, INFJs do not feel awkward. They feel disconnected. This is not social anxiety. It is a mismatch in conversational values. INFJs are not disengaged. They are undernourished at a deeper level. They are wired to swim into complexity, not skim the surface. To explore nuance, not repeat cliches. To feel profoundly, Not move with the current of shallow comfort. Being in a world that rewards noise over signal, shallow engagement over reflection, can make INFJs feel like outsiders in their own life. They are swimming upstream, not because they are resisting, but because their natural currents are directed toward depth, clarity, and insight. 2. The cost of swimming upstream. Because INFJs are naturally adaptive, they often try to adjust themselves instead of questioning the environment. They bend to fit systems, conversations, and expectations that were never designed for depth, introspection, or emotional acuity. They learn to smile when tired. They learn to perform when drained. They learn to translate their inner world into something more digestible to others. Something lighter, something simpler, something society can process. Over time, this adaptation is not harmless. It accumulates. Not physical exhaustion, but existential exhaustion. A quiet kind of fatigue that gnaws at the sense of self. INFJs begin to feel like they are constantly managing themselves just to survive in spaces that reward speed over wisdom, visibility over insight, superficial engagement over depth. It is a subtle strain, invisible to the world, but intensely felt internally. External productivity versus internal work. Society measures productivity by what it can see. Hours logged. Tasks completed. Metrics achieved. Deadlines met. Reports filed. Presentations delivered. Society rewards the visible, tangible output. INFJs, however, operate differently. Their productivity often begins internally. They are synthesizing ideas, connecting patterns, integrating emotional and intuitive data, envisioning long-term consequences, anticipating outcomes, and weaving together possibilities that are invisible to the outside observer. From the outside, this can look like inactivity, perhaps even procrastination. But internally, it is rigorous mental and emotional labor. Every decision is weighed. Every insight is considered. Every action is filtered through meaning. In workplaces that reward constant motion, this can feel like pressure to perform instead of think. INFJs are not lazy. They are constructing frameworks, strategies, and understanding that will only become visible later. When given autonomy and a purpose-driven role, INFJs often exceed expectations. When micromanaged or forced to perform for the sake of appearance, they slowly disengage, conserving energy for what matters. Emotion as information. Many cultures teach emotional suppression. Don't be too sensitive. Don't overreact. Don't feel too much. Move on. Keep it light. Ignore it. Hide it. INFJs cannot do this. They notice emotional shifts because emotions carry meaning. Every shift, every glance, every pause, every tremor in tone signals something important. When something feels off, INFJs ask why. They investigate. They decode. They trace patterns and connect dots that others might never see. Emotions are data, not distractions. They are clues, signals, keys to understanding what is truly happening beneath the surface. In a world that avoids emotional complexity, this sensitivity can appear as fragility. It is not. Sensitivity is perception, awareness, intuition in action. INFJs feel deeply because they are paying attention, not because they are weak. Why INFJs feel misunderstood? INFJs often feel unseen, not because they are invisible, but because their depth is difficult to perceive. They do not advertise their inner world. They do not compete for attention. They do not simplify their values for public approval. They assume that understanding will come naturally, that depth will be recognized without explanation. Often, it is not. This creates a unique loneliness. Not the absence of people, but the absence of being met at the right level of understanding. INFJs are surrounded by others but often not truly encountered. Their presence, subtle as it is deeper than many can measure. And that subtlety becomes isolation in a noisy world. 3. How INFJs stop fighting the current. Eventually, most INFJs reach a breaking point. Not a dramatic one. Not explosive. A quiet one. A moment of inner recognition that keeps whispering, swimming upstream isn't the problem. Forcing myself to swim like everyone else is. It is a subtle realization, often after years of effort. After long stretches of fatigue and internal compromise. The realization is simple but profound. I do not need to rush to match a world that moves at a different rhythm. My pace is not wrong. My depth is not excessive. My process is not broken. Your pace is not a problem. Depth takes time. Integration takes time. Meaning takes time. Clarity takes time. INFJs are not slow. They are thorough. They process multiple layers simultaneously: emotional signals, intuitive insights, future implications, subtle patterns, and the meaning of each interaction. When INFJs try to rush themselves, clarity evaporates. Insight blurs. Decisions feel shallow. Energy drains faster than the work can be completed. Trusting your internal timing does not delay life. It enriches life. Honoring your pace is not laziness. It is wisdom. Creating environments that support depth. INFJs suffer most when the world punishes reflection. Workplaces built on urgency. Social circles built on performance. Schedules with no space for quiet contemplation. Depth cannot thrive in constant noise. Insight cannot grow under pressure to perform for visibility alone. INFJs flourish when they choose autonomy over micromanagement. Purpose over prestige. Quality over quantity. Quiet over chaos. Swimming upstream is less exhausting when the water is calm. When your environment respects your rhythm, you can expend energy on creation, insight, connection, and understanding rather than constant adaptation and survival. Solitude as strategy. For INFJs, solitude is not avoidance. It is recalibration. Solitude allows them to process emotional residue, integrate experiences, restore intuition, and return to themselves. It is the space where thoughts settle, where feelings are acknowledged without being overridden, where clarity emerges from the internal storm. Without solitude, noise accumulates, intuition dulls, and energy leaks into things that do not align with values. With solitude, insight sharpens, perspective returns. Presence becomes intentional. This is not isolation. It is maintenance. Letting go of the need to be understood. One of the most liberating lessons INFJs eventually learn is this: you do not need to be understood by everyone to live authentically. For years, INFJs exhaust themselves trying to explain nuance, justify choices, and convey inner reasoning. This stems from empathy, the desire to bridge worlds. But it often becomes self-erasure. Not everyone will understand your depth. That does not make it any less real. Your responsibility is to align with truth, purpose, and clarity, not to gain universal approval. Purpose changes everything. When INFJs connect their actions to meaning, energy returns. Struggle becomes tolerable. Difficulty becomes purposeful. Without purpose, even the simplest tasks feel heavy, draining, and meaningless. Swimming upstream without direction is exhausting. Swimming toward meaning transforms effort into intention. Every action carries weight because it carries significance. Purpose turns resistance into direction, exhaustion into focus, confusion into clarity. Redefining strength. The world often defines strength as dominance, speed, visibility, and certainty. INFJs define strength differently. They define it as clarity, integrity, alignment, and the ability to remain grounded while moving intentionally. They are not loud. They are present. They do not impose direction. They embody it. Their strength is quiet but unshakable. If you are an INFJ and have felt that life has been constant resistance, pause for a moment. Breathe. Listen. Reflect. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are oriented differently. Your depth is needed. Your insight matters. Your pace has purpose. Swimming upstream has taught you discernment, resilience, patience, and trust. Trust your intuition. Trust your timing. Trust your direction. You were never meant to rush through life. You were meant to understand it. And understanding always takes time. Your depth is not a disadvantage. It is your superpower.